3, 2, 1. Hello.
Sorry.
Hello. Welcome. Fucking.
Pranked.
This movie's gonna flop. Our mind's about to pop.
But enough of that noise.
Time for the B-roll, boys. Hello, welcome to Camp B. We're here to talk about a very special movie called Body at Brighton Rock. I am Harlan. Here with me, I have Wes.
B-roll camp counselor Wes, what's up?
And my assistant, Just 10. Thanks. Really alley-ooped that. Yeah, so we're here to talk about Body.
I walked so Justin could run.
So I could trip off a cliff.
We're here to talk about Body at Brighton Rock, written and directed by Roxanne Benjamin, so she has no one to blame but herself.
It's boring and nothing happens. That's
Roxanne?
it. Next week on B-roll, boys.
No, I got some shit to say about this movie.
Roxanne,
you don't have to put on a
do you guys like
red
the police? I like the police.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Fuck.
They're better than this movie.
Yeah.
So we have nothing to say about it.
Go on, Harlan.
Back the blue.
No, let's talk about it. If you're wondering why I picked this movie that nobody has ever heard of.
I also am.
Well, one fateful night, my now wife and I were just scrolling through Hulu, and
I want to give a shout out to Harlan's marriage. Woo! Woo! And Christina Applegate.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, Christina Applegate.
Both of those are cool.
What the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, so one fateful night we were scrolling through Hulu looking for something to watch. And generally speaking, I like, like nature thrillers or mysteries or whatever.
If you're using Hulu for anything other than anime, you're fucking up.
Shark Tank, dude.
That's me.
Oh yeah. Shark Tank and anime.
So
wait, were you having post-marital, hand holding?
Yeah, well, we can now.
Did you hold hands during the murder of Booty Bay or whatever this is called?
Yeah.
A booty bay,
Nice.
Okay, so we just found, if I can finish my story, we just, on a whim, found Body at Brighton Rock, and I was like, that sounds kind of up my alley.
I like
and,
bodies. I like rocks.
This sucks huge ass.
So the premise of the movie, the synopsis of the plot is that a park ranger girl finds a body, and she needs to guard it until the authorities can get there in the next morning. She has to watch it all night. And when I explained that to Wes,
in case it runs off,
he said, I'm sure it's not as easy as it sounds. And I gave him a look because it is exactly as easy as it sounds. Nothing happens in this movie. She guards the body and has no legitimate troubles until the very end, but we'll get to that.
She finds the body, 40 minutes in? Something like that?
I think
30.
I think it's
30.
30.
A nice solid
That's
30.
quite a while.
Yeah, before that, it was her just doing park ranger shit.
Yeah. Pretty poorly, might I add.
She attended a meeting. She posted flyers. 40 minutes later, she's in the woods. Lost.
Okay.
So she was posting flyers.
Well,
in the woods.
before we get too far off my story of why I picked this, I just want to say that I'd never heard of Body at Brighton Rock, and so I was like, well, let's see if it has good reviews first. Looked it up. I found one post about it on r/movies, only one, and this movie was included in a list of underrated movies of 2019.
Go
and
fuck
I would
yourself.
I would like to give a personal shout out to that Redditor. I don't remember your username, but fuck you. This movie sucked ass. I have now wasted 3 hours of my life watching this.
Let's see. Movies that this was better than released in 2019 is better than Joker. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You know what? They're right. Yeah. Underrated for sure. Yeah.
You think
You
it's
stand
better
by
than
that?
Parasite?
Yeah, definitely. At least I didn't have to read subtitles during the booty at Rock and Bright or whatever.
Government can't make me read. John Government.
And so when I first watched this movie, I was so frustrated by it. The only reason we finished it was to see, we just had to see it through, we were like, is this gonna get better?
This was a
Barely.
challenge.
We were half paying attention.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I first saw it.
Oh.
And
When he was absorbing it.
when I saw it, I was like, okay, I have to talk about this on the show. And I started writing my notes from memory, just from the first time that I saw it. and I must have written 20 bullet points just from memory. And most of them are about stupid shit that this protagonist does. This has got to be the most incompetent girl I've ever seen in a movie. She is so fucking dumb.
Why do you hate women?
Why not?
Yeah, Justin, they're just so hateable.
I mean, did you see this movie?
Queen?
Yes.
I queened my way through this movie.
Oh, yeah. Because this is a girl we can really, like root for.
This one I can relate to.
She's strong. She's fiercely independent. She's really, like she can handle herself.
She tucks her shirt in.
Oh, she can definitely handle herself. She's just full on freaking out.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Fucking right off the bat, I don't know what tone this movie's going for because it starts out with like, it's just like you're seeing the forest and there's like fucking
more forest.
Yeah, there's that. And fucking there's like Full House font. It straight up looks like the font from the Full House intro, and it just says "Body at Brighton Rock." And like the music, I don't know how to describe it, but it's not like ominous at all. Like it doesn't feel like you're starting a thriller or a horror mystery movie. It's just so kind of nonchalant. It just doesn't. And I was like, okay, I'm not really sure what I'm getting into here.
Yeah, there's no bodies.
And then you're right.
It's about setting up your expectations and building up suspense that you can have the
Is that what happened?
climax.
Yeah, that's why it was labeled as underrated.
We see that.
Stupid.
And then our protagonist, we see her running because she's late for work, or she's a park ranger, and Oingo Boingo is playing. I know Wes had a really good time with that.
The best part of the movie, honestly.
I'm so happy the only licensed song is Dead Man's Party by Oingo Boingo. Immediately that gets a 10.
And I'm still not really sure at this point what the movie's going for. Like, oh, we got to start it with like a fun song, but like, I don't give a shit.
It is a fun song. Let's talk about Oingo Boingo.
Yeah.
So Danny Elfman in the...
Danny Elfman. Shout out to Oingo Boingo.
Shout out to Boingo.
Oingo Boingo. I wonder if that's gotten old yet.
Nah.
No. All of our running jokes will be...
I guarantee you, audience,
funny.
we chant for this much in real life, maybe more.
Definitely more.
Okay, so nothing happens in this movie.
Literally, because anything that does happen, she wakes up.
I feel like we say that about a lot of things, but the plot I can concisely summarize this way. This girl goes to a back end of like a hiking trail
to Brighton
or
Rock.
like a wildlife reserve, and she finds a dead body, and she tells the camp people, hey, there's a dead body, and they're like, all right, chill with it. And then she does, and a bear attacks her, and then they kill her.
At the very end of the movie, a bear finally.
The very end.
Like the last 3 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's, the Revenant, this is not.
Oh, I wish.
I actually thought this was better put together.
Okay, no. Just to give you an idea of how much they fucked up this movie, okay?
Okay.
Did you guys notice that the movie is called Body at Brighton Rock? However...
Actually, no, I had to ask you what the name of the movie was like 4 times during it.
No, listen. She reports the body. She says, hey, I found a dead body. And they say, okay, where are you? And she says, I can see Brighton Rock. Not that she's at Brighton Rock. The body is not at Brighton Rock. She can see Brighton Rock from where the body is. How did they fuck up the title of the movie?
I don't know. Body at close to Brighton Rock or whatever sounds not as good.
Yeah, body in close proximity-ish to Brighton Rock.
Then what?
Body
then
at
just make it Brighton Rock. What was the point of her being able to see Brighton Rock? Just make it at Brighton Rock. They fucked up the title of the movie.
Why not just call it
That's
Body?
true. She wasn't like a perfect
Hit
like
the floor.
She wasn't like a perfect like Ezio viewpoint to unlock. Like you think she could have just fast traveled.
Yeah,
she had to find her Far Cry radio tower.
Let's talk about how she gets there. And yeah, like most of my notes are just like a list of stupid things that she does. Okay, so she wasn't supposed to go where she went. She like switched the shifts at the last second with someone else because she wanted to like hang out with a boy or something, whatever.
Yeah, she wanted to blaze and go out in the woods.
And she's going out to an area that is known to have dangerous wildlife.
Like
and
bears.
What does she do? She puts in her headphones and starts dancing And she's blasting music and like dancing on her hiking trail.
Queen?
In an area that is known to have mountain lions and bears. She's got headphones in and is skipping around.
Lions, tigers, and bears.
Not even AirPods, by the way.
Yeah, she's got corded AirPods.
Yeah, real plebeian hours.
Cord pods.
What are you, poor?
Virgin.
Okay. All along the way, all right, she's like, we're getting little glimpses of how fucking stupid she is, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Because she's like,
'cause she's a woman, Harlan?
stapling, well, yeah. She's like stapling flyers to trees. And at one point, I noted how she stapled it because this is like a tree that's like kind of like at an angle towards her. You know, it's at like a 80-degree angle. It's kind of slanted. All right, and she staples it to the bottom side of the tree. She staples it by the top. And then when the bottom of it, of course, hangs down because gravity does its thing, she looks at it like
Gravity does its thing.
She looks at it like, wait, come on, man. And then she staples the bottom, and then she staples the left side of the paper, but not the right side.
And she looks so fucking proud of herself too. Like,
yeah, she's like, I did it.
she's like, I'm gonna get a gold star when I go back.
So fucking dumb.
I hope you get your participation trophy, liberals. Sorry. Go on.
Okay. Along the way, she's passing out her flyers or whatever, and she bumps into this guy who's like really awkward and like you think maybe he's got like a crush on her based on the way he's like talking to her, and he never shows up again.
His name was Davey.
Was it?
I wrote that down.
What else did you write down about him?
He was creepy, and his name was Davey.
Yeah, he shows up.
Oh yeah, he just shows up and
2
leaves.
seconds.
Yeah.
You
he
think,
shows
oh
up,
man, he's definitely going to be stalking her.
Yeah.
He's maybe hers is the body. Maybe he
He went
kills
home
her.
to play WoW.
Yeah, he just
Okay.
fucked off and never came back.
Yeah. What was the point of that? Like she
Subverting
like
expectations.
she bumps into him and
Harlan.
like drops her flyers, but like that has nothing to do with anything. What was the point of him?
What is the point of anything? This, if anything,
This movie has so many fucking elements that are just completely forgotten about and have nothing to do with
this
anything.
movie is an allegory for life.
Is it?
We're led down many roads,
If this movie is an allegory for
Shut
my life,
the
I'm
fuck
gonna go kill
up.
myself.
and many of them are disappointing.
Oh my
where we end up.
God.
You know what? Could this be the best movie we've watched for the podcast?
No,
Oh,
no.
I swear, you guys find a way to lower the bar like every week.
This is like I know that like I complain about us watching boring movies a lot, but I think this is legitimately
Do
the
you?
most boring thing we've watched. Like this might be more boring than Battlefield Earth.
why do you
This
keep
is
hurting me?
This is absolutely more boring than Battlefield Earth. At least
know.
Battlefield
I know.
Earth had like things going on.
Battlefield Earth is not boring. It's an action-packed, adrenaline-filled thrill ride through the whole
Fuck
thing.
off. No, it's not. Okay.
He's like thrill ride loosely.
Okay.
Eat my ass.
Let's talk about another like jarring like conflict in tone where this movie like wants us to be scared, but there's nothing to be scared about. Like she's like walking, and then all of a sudden, just the music just like takes a dark turn, and it starts getting kind of ominous. But she's just walking still, so it's like like the music seems to indicate that I'm supposed to be kind of tense right now and like be suspicious. But she's just walking and like is not concerned with anything. What am I supposed to be latching onto here?
Harlan, all right, she's a millennial. She's lost in the woods. That's pretty scary.
This movie's for boomers.
She's
Oh,
like at her
bless
map.
her
She's like,
heart.
how do I unlock it?
This movie was made by Ben Garrison. Okay.
This whole thing is just a political campaign.
I guess this whole
Has
episode.
this ever happened to you?
Are your kids like this?
This movie just needed a real "how did we get here" moment.
Oh,
I want to divert real quick and say this is, I think, the ugliest movie maybe that we've watched. I really did think it was Battlefield Earth at first because of all the Dutch angles, and I remember how atrocious that looked. This looks like it was filmed on a shitty DSLR. I don't think it was color graded at all. I think that was just straight out of the camera, how bad that looked.
Yeah.
And, like, the lighting is really inconsistent from shot to shot because, well, this is in direct fucking sunlight, so it's really hard to coordinate those shots.
see, all my notes are about like the script and the main character Wendy being fucking stupid because I don't have an eye for all the technical bullshit that this movie achieves. So that's all Justin's field.
I don't have much to
cover
say
on all our
about the
bases.
writing because there isn't much writing. She just kind of hangs out and then gets attacked by a bear, and the movie's done. So I can just see how atrocious the editing is. Like, there's no motivated cuts. I can see like so much barrel distortion from the lens. It just looks so fucking cheap and bad. And I know this movie was cheap and bad. like I've entered horror film competitions, like made over the weekend shit, where things look legitimately better than this.
Yep.
From like absolute bottom tier equipment.
Yeah, the
stuff that I've used.
Roxanne Benjamin was really banking on the scenery to like do the visuals for her, you know?
This isn't Lars von Trier, man. You can't just fucking tilt up at a tree and be like, oh my god, look at this beautiful scenery. Who cares?
Yeah, it's just like the same mound of mountains.
But Justin, they shot on location. Isn't that cool?
So?
I couldn't give a flying
They probably
fuck.
shot there illegally. There's no way they bought a permit.
So like Justin said, a bear shows up at the very end of the movie. Let's talk about that. And this movie is very heavy-handed foreshadowing. Did you guys notice when she like puts her hair up at the beginning of the movie? There's a sign with like a cartoon bear on it, and it says, and the bear's saying, "Plan your trip." And then the camera like lingers on the bear for like a solid 10 seconds as she walks away.
That is the best bear sign I've ever seen. He's like looking down like, ooh. Go on Hulu and look for the bear sign near the beginning, and that's all you got to see.
I mean, it's just building suspense for this payoff that happens so late in the movie that like you don't care.
Is it a payoff?
Yeah, is it? Like that's the thing. This whole movie is just, oh my god, what was that? Oh my god, there's a bang at the door. And then she checks it out and it's nothing. That's the whole fucking movie.
You're allowed to do that like once or twice in a horror movie before it's like, okay, get on with it.
Yeah.
You can't wait an hour 23 into your hour 30 movie and do that.
Well, they did.
Oh.
I guess you can.
The
Checkmate.
I bet you feel stupid.
yeah.
Checkmate, liberals.
Take it easy, man. Ryan Johnson.
Let's talk about when she reported the body, because all right, so she didn't bring any. She's so unprepared for this trip. Okay, like
Well, was it a trip?
It's far enough for her to be stranded.
How far out did she go?
I don't know. It seemed like she was only walking for like an hour, maybe.
Yeah, so it's like she pissed around a lot before, like.
Plus, when you have a gigantic fucking marker like Brighton Rock, you think she would have been able to figure out how to get back. Because she was out there posting flyers. Like, it's not like she was 10 miles deep in that shit.
Well, to be fair, they told her to stay to guard the body. So.
Why not just quit?
Yeah, be like, no.
Be like, I'm making $7.50 an hour here. Fuck
I
this.
saw a dead body. Fuck you. I'm gonna come back.
You got a good point. And yeah, she on her way out. You know, like we said, she's
Harlan,
like,
question real quick.
What's that?
Sorry to interrupt you. Would you rather find a dead body at work or have to clean shit off the floor at the movie theater again?
I would rather find a dead body at work. Because if I'm like in this girl scenarios, I could handle it. I'm confident that I could handle it infinitely better than she did.
I've played The Forest.
I've played Firewatch.
I read Hatchet.
This girl had the easiest fucking job in the world, and she like gets a concussion and gets mauled by a bear. Like, all she had to do was just hang out there. And she makes every fucking stupid decision. Like, they tell her not to touch the body. She touches the body. At one point, she throws her radio away. The only means of communication she has with the people coming to rescue her, she throws her radio away in frustration.
And speaking of those park rangers were total G's. When she first, like, radioed in, like, she kept, like, trying to talk to them. Hey, is anyone there? Is anyone there? And, like, 30 seconds goes by, and she's like, there's a fucking dead body here. And then they're just like, oh, hey, what's up? So it's like they're trying
shit.
It's like they're trying to eat lunch or something.
I guess
and then they were just like leaning back, and then she mentions the body.
Another
like,
corpse on the trail.
Oh, and when she mentions the body, also, like, she reports it with a code. She's like, I have a code 030. And I'm calling fucking bullshit that she knows that code off the top of her head, given how much basic survival skills she is lacking. Based off the stupid shit she does throughout this movie.
Hey, she makes a fire.
With a lighter.
Yeah, she still like make the little pyramid of the
she's
sticks.
not down there like spinning twigs and shit like Bear Grylls.
No, but you have to like make the little tent.
I can stack sticks together.
No, she had to light it. She had to start it with one of her flyers and light it with that. It wasn't just sticks.
Yeah, that's what you do. You get kindling. Never made a fire before? Liberal?
With a paper?
Coward.
With a paper flyer?
I use ready logs. Sorry, you're uncultured.
And also when she reports the body, Well, when she first finds it, okay, we got to rewind a little bit. She climbs up. I got to rewind even more now that I think about it. The whole reason she goes out here
so much
is
lore to
because,
unpack.
dude, this movie's deep. The whole reason she goes out there is because, like, her friends, her coworkers, don't think that she's that up for the job. You know, they're like, we don't know if you can handle this. So she goes out there to prove them wrong, and she proves them right because once again she makes all of the worst decisions, and she's just totally fucking stupid throughout this whole movie.
She definitely can't handle it.
Case in point, she climbs up to the top of the mountain. She loses her map, goes to where she thinks she wanted to go. She climbs to the top of the mountain and starts taking a selfie, and she starts she starts walking backwards along this rock towards the edge of it while taking a selfie. Even when she like loses her footing for a second and almost fucking falls and dies, she still continues to take the selfie.
Yeah, and like 2 of the steps were when the rock was like going down at an angle.
It was like a
So
45-degree
obviously
angle.
she was about to drop off.
She almost fucking dies.
And then she texts her BFF that selfie, and she was like, "Who's that in the background?"
Okay.
Eh.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's all.
Yeah, so her friend is like, "Who's that with you in the picture?" And she's like, "Oh my god, there's someone with me in the picture." And then she turns around and she sees a dead body. How did her friend see that dead body, which must have been really tiny in the picture? How did her friend notice that and not her? How did her friend see a person lying down and think, "Oh, that's normal"?
Exactly. Because okay, and this is supposed to be 2019, I guess, because it came out in 2019.
Yes, she's got iPhones.
They've got not iPhones and not Android OS, right?
Yeah, they've got iOS.
They have the oldest fucking phones ever. The dead body had an iPhone 4 on him, and she had like a
what is this, Somalia?
and she had what looked like a Galaxy S2. Like this thing was running old shit.
And also, of course,
So the camera, no way it's going to even pick it up. It's going to be
Yes.
like a little black speck in the background.
and of course, shortly after this, her phone dies because she ran out the fucking battery dancing on her way there.
That's one thing I was actually kind of impressed with. Most of these movies, when they're out in the woods, they just lose all reception and shit.
Well,
But no,
they
she
did
had
both.
perfect
No, but she
reception
ran
the whole
out there-
time.
No, they did both.
She started
they?
her shift with like 30% battery and then left YouTube open to play music like a rube the whole time with her screen on. Probably at full brightness too.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah, they did both. They showed for a minute that like she tried to send them her location, and it said, "Sorry, can't."
Oh, but then it started working again because she got the text back about the picture.
Yeah, I guess she doesn't have location
But
services.
ultimately, what fucked her was it just running out of battery.
Yeah, way to go.
Who starts her shift at 30%?
A coward.
And a sinner.
She doesn't even have like a charge block. Fucking scrub.
She's not strapped with that portable charger.
So she finds the body, all right, and then she starts poking around, and she finds a campsite. Right?
Wait, is this the body of Brighton Rock?
It is. There is
Okay.
but one.
The titular body.
Yes.
Titular.
She starts poking around this campsite, right? Another great example of this movie's like fake jump scare bullshit, where like she's poking around the campsite and she like crawls in the tent and starts like like looting and taking their stuff. She grabs like a lighter and she finds like some bear mace, I think, and then all of a sudden she sees like a shadow and she hears rustling outside the tent, and the shadow's like circling the tent, and then she like gets ready to fight for her life, and then she goes outside and she sees, oh, it was just the tree rustling the tent. Why was that the shadow of the tree moving in a circle around the tent?
And they also take
It's a
so
psychological
long.
horror film, Harley. You don't understand the depths of the human mind.
That's what I was saying, dude. This movie's good.
Jinx.
Why did the
This is Justin's brain on drugs.
why did the park people like not give her anything to help remotely survive? If this is even like a possibility, they don't give her shit.
Like they probably have a pack with like a first aid kit
Like
and all that shit in it, right?
You're like, hey, go
have
like
to.
10, 20 miles out into the woods where it's not even like a real hiking trail. It's just like a walkway, I guess. Like a walkway that people have made.
Like the Pilgrims walked.
Yeah. Like Lewis and fucking Clark. And They don't give her anything to stave off possible. I mean, there's known bears around here. They don't give her shit.
Yeah, there was more loot in that fucking tent than she had on her.
Yeah.
She had a stack of posters and her shitty not AirPods.
Yeah, and her jacket.
That was a nice jacket, though.
It was.
Not really. I didn't find her drip to be that admirable in this.
Oh. So
Keeps
her
her
jacket's not your
shirt
good
tucked
thing?
in the woods, you fucking rube.
That's right. She looked just incredibly uncomfortable.
Okay. Let's talk about another element
Uh-oh.
that is just completely forgotten in the plot. Kind of. Okay. Outside of the tent, she finds a sack hanging by a rope in a tree.
Oh, yeah, right after she left the tent that she was supposedly being circled in.
I completely forgot about that.
Right.
And so did
it
the
seems
movie.
To be like, it seems to be like dripping blood. And she like kind of pokes it, and she's like, what the fuck, man? And then she just kind of gets bored and walks away.
Yeah, a bag suspended in a tree, dripping blood. She pokes it.
For
and
how
just fucks off.
For how little goes on in this movie, it really does not juggle its like two plot points very well.
This is barely a movie. It's just
yeah. It's like it's not even a story. It's just kind of like
this movie should have been like at most 20 minutes long. It should have been like a
this is
very
a 5-minute
short.
short film.
Yeah.
This is her day at work.
Like if this were like a short film, like again, like 20 minutes at the absolute most, but yeah, like 5 minutes is more. I think where it should have aimed for. It wouldn't be so offensive, you know. I wouldn't be so mad that I wasted my fucking time. It wouldn't be as boring because it'd move quicker. But
it's like a student film.
All right, editing challenge. We each cut this down to 20 minutes. See who has the best cut. Then we re-release it.
I got like mad Neil Breen vibes during the million times that she climbs up on that rock and does nothing. And you keep seeing all these shots like you keep seeing all these like implied to be voyeuristic shots, but there's like nobody there. Like someone looking through the trees and there's nobody there. She's just hanging out. She's looking around. She's kind of nervous. She seems pretty unfazed by the fact, or only mildly perturbed by the fact that there's a fucking corpse here.
Man. I didn't think about it, but you're absolutely right. It is very Neil Breen. Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, not, I guess I said at one point that it was incomprehensible. It's not incomprehensible. It's just that there's nothing that happens.
Yeah, exactly. Like again, you can summarize the plot, and she finds a body, she dicks around, and then a bear shows up.
And
like normally we exaggerate. Oh, nothing happened, but no, nothing literally fucking happened.
Anything that does happen is a dream. There are not one,
dream,
not two, but 3 dream sequences in this movie. 2 of them are back to back. Okay, and that this kind of leads me to my point of talking about her arc in the movie. She's scared of the dead body for whatever reason. Like she's sleeping next to it, like 10 feet away, whatever, and she like keeps like dreaming that it like comes back to life and chases her. And then like after dicking around and just like 2 separate dream sequences where it does get up and chase her, she finally goes up to the body and she leans into its face and she says, "I'm not afraid of you." And that's her arc. Her arc is her getting over her fear of this dead body.
Of a corpse.
But how am I, as a viewer, supposed to be in any way invested in that arc when she factually never had anything to be scared of in the first place because it's just a dead body? There was never any danger.
Also, no one ever told her that she has to sleep like 10 feet away from this rotting, smelly corpse.
Yeah, she could have climbed up to that fucking rock and just chilled up there.
Yep.
Out of view.
No one said that she had to be like looking at it the whole time.
And also, where she is sleeping, she sees like the body is just like 10 or 20 feet away from a cave, and then near that cave also is a tree with giant claw marks on it
and bear piss.
No, but so
she like tasted it. She's like, bear piss.
I know
I've
that
tasted
anywhere.
it before.
She finds this body next to a cave, next to a tree with claw marks on it, and she doesn't put it together. This guy must have been mauled by a bear. Okay. And she also, she sleeps right next to the cave, and also like goes up to it and like throws a stick in there. Jesus fucking Christ! And so we find out later that this body, in fact, he was killed by a bear. Okay, so she was sleeping right next to the bear's den and didn't encounter the bear all night until the next morning.
She never even inspects the body for like a cause of death or anything. Like I don't expect her to be a forensics expert, but like when the park rangers show up the next day, there's a giant gash in his neck.
Yeah,
It's
which I'm
you
pretty sure
didn't have to like fuck with the body to do that. Or to see that. You could just look at it. He's laying on his back.
Also, I don't think that's how bears kill people. Like it's just like one giant, like strike against his chest. But like, wouldn't it have eaten him?
Yeah, they even say, or one of the guys even says there, he's like, oh, this guy's been dead a couple days. I'm like, and he hasn't been just completely picked apart by animals yet?
And
there was a rat on his chest.
Also,
yeah, one.
The body that we see throughout the whole movie and the body at the end of the movie when all the authorities arrive is a completely different body. Because
it's a metaphor.
Oh.
Actually, yeah, it was.
It was a
totally different body.
It was a completely different body.
It looked like the changeling from Attack of the Clones.
the whole
like
movie.
A gray face.
Whenever
like
we see the body, it's like kind of bloated in the face, but like it still has all the skin. And then at the end of the movie, he's just a fucking skeleton all of a sudden.
He went hollow. That was a Dark Souls thing.
Whoosh.
I play good games.
I played Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I don't link the fire.
Actually, it's Xenoverse 2 and Fighter Z.
Oh.
Okay, so the
what's
guy,
up? What's up?
the guy that shows up, she's like guarding the body.
Oh yeah, some dude shows up.
Let's talk. She sees a guy and she's like, oh shit, there's a guy next to the body, and the guy's just kind of looking over the body like, huh,
That's cool.
that's weird.
Hey man, yite.
Riveting.
And then she like reports on her radio. She's like, "There's a guy there," and they're like, "Well, tell him to get away from the body." And then she like kind of like angrily whispers and turns into a shout. She's like, "I'm not gonna go talk to him because he could be a murderer!" And it like echoes, and the guy looks at her, and she's like, "Oh no!" And it's kind of fucking hilarious the way it's all shot together.
And then he disappears.
Yeah, then he
shows
disappears.
Back up again.
No, but
Is
then she
he
doesn't
real
talk
or
to
is
him.
he not real? Oh my god.
And he's like, being kind of standoffish, and like the movie obviously wants you to think that he killed this guy, and like there's something fishy about him. And it turns out that this movie has a Goosebumps twist. It's very reminiscent of an episode of R.L. Stein's Goosebumps, is it not? It turns out
I was just thinking it's like a giant Goosebumps episode.
it is. It's like stretched out
Bad one.
way longer than it needs to be. It turns out that this guy is the ghost of the body.
What?
What?
Whoa!
Oh no!
Whoa!
See, all of these revelations are so like milquetoast and whatever that it doesn't count as any kind of payoff.
It subverted my expectations.
This isn't
enough.
some like psychological
I expected something to
thriller.
happen.
I feel like they just are trying to build up the tension as much as possible, but their quote unquote big reveals are just like, oh, who cares? Like these are just mildly awkward encounters, except for the bear attack, which looks like shit.
Well, and also the twist of the movie is that the guy that was being creepy is the ghost of the body, and the whole time when he was being creepy and later when he straight up attacks her and like tackles her, the whole time he was apparently trying to warn her and keep her away from the bear. And my problem with that is it's just a totally dishonest twist. Like, because there's a difference between like misdirecting the audience and just straight up lying to your audience.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to kill her the whole time.
Exactly. Like, to do a twist properly, if you were to rewatch the movie knowing how it ends, then it should make sense in that context as well. So that it's like, oh, okay, the movie wanted me to think this thing, but it makes sense that it actually applies to this instead. But that's not the case, because he's just being cryptic, and like if he's a ghost and he's trying to keep her away from the bear and like warn her to save her life, why can't he just fucking say that?
Maybe.
Why can't he just fucking say, hey, there's a bear?
Maybe it's indicative
It's like,
of
hey,
an
there's-
untrustworthy protagonist, man. This movie
there's a
has
bear
thought of everything.
Right in that cave, 5 feet away. So you might want to like
literally
camp
Hey,
somewhere
there'd
else.
be a bear.
Bar.
Oh, a bar there.
A bar.
A little bar.
Oh yeah, and they also, when the authorities do come and look at the body, they say like, oh yeah, this guy, he's a hunter. Okay, so That's what he was doing out here. He was
he
hunting.
Kind of sucks.
He does suck. Okay, why was this hunter out there without a gun?
He didn't have his gat on him.
He didn't have anything on him. He had like a pocket knife. That was it.
Well, if he got looted,
By the bear.
He had his Rambo knife on him.
what if the bear was strapping? He just took his gun and his
Hell yeah.
knife.
And I guess that's also supposed to explain the sack hanging from the tree. Like, I guess that was like something he killed earlier. And I've never gone hunting before. I don't know what hunters do, but I'm pretty sure they throw their kills in a cooler. I'm pretty sure they don't hang them.
Well,
I
in a
thought
sack.
maybe it was
been
bait.
attracting it.
Yeah, I thought maybe it could be bait, but why is it hanging that? Well, I guess it could hang that
Then
far.
why
above
would
the
he
ground.
go so far away?
I don't know. I'm not well versed in the hunting lore.
I don't know. It seemed kind of weak to me.
Seems kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Very stupid.
And then also when the authorities come and look at the body, they pull a phone off of him that she saw earlier, but the battery was dead, and they explain like, oh, this is this guy, and she's like, but no, I talked to him earlier. That can't be his body because I talked to him, and that's when the twist is revealed.
That's
and they're
just
like,
something
no,
you just
look.
keep to yourself, man. If they bring up all this evidence, be like, huh, maybe I'm seeing shit.
That's another thing about the dishonesty. Like, he was wearing different clothes.
Exactly.
Like,
he was
he
wearing a
would-
different outfit than his dead body was, except at the end
Maybe
when
that
it's
would've made it
revealed,
too obvious.
they changed his outfit. Did you guys notice that?
Yes.
They changed his
Because,
outfit.
like,
He was suddenly wearing the same red flannel as the body.
You can't make a plot twist like that, man. Like you said, it has to make sense if you rewatch it. It's
Exactly.
just
It has to make sense with the new context that you have.
Probably the worst part about it.
Yeah,
like, it's
it's
a new
just-
body, new clothes. So what? This ghost projected this new world onto
Right.
her to warn her about this bear.
Yeah, it makes no fucking sense. It's a
Fuck
fucking
off.
awful twist. You know what it reminds me? It really reminds me of a Goosebumps episode. Like, do you guys remember that one where the kid is like at the summer camp and at the end his parents are like, we were testing you. That's why all this weird shit's happened.
No, I watched Yu-Gi-Oh.
I watched Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Respect. I don't know. It's
And Tales from the Crypt.
God, it makes me so mad.
And Tales from the Dark Side. And Twilight Zone.
I did fuck with Twilight Zone. It was like
Oh,
a
yeah, dude.
It was a New Year's Eve tradition, boy.
Fuck yeah, dude.
When the authorities get there, they fucking all right. So after dicking around for an hour and 20 minutes, finally the bear shows up. The bear that is on the poster of this movie, and is promised to you in the trailer. The bear finally shows up in the last 5 minutes of the movie, and she like it looks like shit. It's really bad, like all the close-ups of her like kicking the bear. And I'm pretty sure that's not how bears attack. Like, it just kind of like lazily like swats at her leg and she gets a giant gash on it. I'm pretty sure that's not how bears attack people. And then she like sprays it with bear mace from like 20 feet away, goes through it in a second, and then she like grabs her lighter, breaks off the top, and so she uses it as like a flamethrower.
I guess it scares the bear because
Yeah,
she has the
Wouldn't
flamethrower
that
for
thing
like
just
2
have
seconds and then
exploded in
it
her
just walks
hand?
What?
Wouldn't that can of bear mace just have exploded in her hand?
That would have been great. She just blew her hand off.
I wish.
No,
that'd
well,
been
she
dope.
doesn't. No, she doesn't scare the bear because after the flamethrower dies out, the bear nods to her and she earns its respect, and the bear goes along.
It's
So
like
it's
you-
like Alien
it's like
versus
you, I-
Predator. The bear throws her a zombie stick and they're like, "Hey, you're coming with me."
You aight.
It's like, "All right, I see you."
I see you, queen. Go off.
And she fends off the bear, and then the bear, she earns its respect, and it starts walking away, and then the rangers show up and shoot a tree by the bear. Why
Yeah,
did
like
they,
like fucking 10 feet away.
why
10
would
feet
they
away
shoot
from her too.
It's
Why would they shoot the
Stormtrooper aim.
bear as it's walking away? Like, don't they have like any sort of like wildlife conservation policies? Why would they shoot the bear when it's not a threat anymore? It's leaving.
Also, what they hit was a tree between the bear and her. They could have just shot her head off.
Between the bear Reed and me.
All right, I liked it. Hell yeah, dude.
They didn't yell like, cause she's fighting this bear and screaming the whole time. She's like, ah, no! Clearly, they obviously would have heard her screaming. They couldn't have yelled, we're almost there, hang on. No, they just show up at the last second unannounced and shoot the bear.
What's all that screaming and the sounds of a bear attack? That's probably fine.
Did I already say that the guy had himself as his lock screen?
No.
Yeah, and fucking when so the fucking people show up, and again they're looking at the dude's phone, and they turn it on, and he has himself as his lock screen. Who the fuck has a selfie as their lock screen?
I've seen people do that. It's weird.
Who the fuck does that?
When I used to work at You Break I Fix, repairing cell phones all day, I saw that a lot, like a cringe amount. I don't understand, dude. I don't know who would be that narcissistic.
Like
to have
mouth
yourself.
breathers.
Gotta be. Anyone listening, if you have yourself as your phone lock screen,
just don't.
Yeah, just don't do that because you
Fucking
look like the
weirdo.
biggest douchebag ever. Change it.
Yeah, it's really egotistic.
You look like you eat paste.
Probably do eat paste, don't you? Yeah, I'm looking at you. You know who you are.
Yeah, paste eater.
Paste eater. You're a paste eater, aren't
Paste
you?
eater.
Paste eater.
And yeah, I think I only have two things left to say. Just that I guess I said earlier that this has 3 dream sequences in it. 2 of them are her being
Quite the inception.
well, 2 of them are her being chased by the zombified body. But I guess one isn't actually a dream sequence because she's awake, so she's just hallucinating.
Yeah, she's
Why is
dehydrated.
Well, she's been out in the woods
After,
for like
5 hours.
Yeah, she's been out there for like one night. Why is she hallucinating?
Yeah, she starts hallucinating like she just took fucking peyote and just like shooting bear mace all over this fake zombie.
And it's not like she hasn't eaten in a while. Like she even had like some trail mix that she was eating earlier.
And she had a water bottle. She
like
sprayed in her eyes.
She's hallucinating for no fucking reason. And then the third one is when she's like climbing up the rock at the end of the movie, and she slips and fucking bashes her head on the rock. She
gets brained.
And then it's so weird. There's like a 2-second dream where like she wakes up after hitting her head in a field, and then she just wakes up again where she actually was. What was the point of that? She just wakes up in a field.
Well, maybe we don't know what the significance of the field was, but she does.
And who fucking cares?
They should have established the field. You're right.
This movie's really up its own ass
Yeah.
with the symbolism.
Yeah. She really struggled getting up that cliff face, considering she climbed up there like 5 times before in the movie.
She was being chased by a ghost.
I hate when they finally did stumble upon her. Like it was supposed to be like a heroic scene. Like, oh god, she made it. I can't believe she survived the entire night. Like she had to saw her own fucking arm off. Like it was 127 hours. What's more heroic, this tale or 127 hours?
I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Yeah, same.
Oh. Well, it's this movie.
Spoilers, man.
Check out this dork.
It's this movie. Yeah, I watch movies. Sorry, guys.
Poindexter.
I apologize.
Why do you watch movies?
Pencil pusher.
I like them. Most of the time.
What's up, Wes? IT got you pushing too many pencils?
Yeah.
Okay. The last thing I want to talk about is at one point, let's see, Anna found it. She sent me the timestamp. At an hour and 9 seconds into the movie.
Wait, she really found that?
Yep,
that
she
shot?
found it. An hour and 9 seconds into
Does
the
she
movie.
have it saved down there?
Yeah. Do you guys want to go see?
Yeah, let's go see. Let's go see real quick.
Okay. Like, let's actually go see. Come on.
Okay.
Oh shit! All right, this is not a drill. This is not a drill.
Hey, we're back. Yeah, it was definitely two lights, one the moon and one just a floodlight. Right, guys?
I'm surprised we didn't see a microphone in the shot.
It's like an LED panel. Shout out to LED panels. I like this.
LED.
LED.
Why is there not a rapper called LED?
Little LD. LED.
No, like LED.
Like Ellis.
Ellison Donovan.
Because I was waiting for you to start the project. LED.
I don't have it in me. Yeah. So
Shout out to LED.
what do you guys rate it?
2. No. Yeah, 2.
That's pretty harsh.
It deserves it. I was thinking 2 as well, but it gets 1 bonus point for Oingo Boingo. 3.
2, and only because it's not offensive enough to be a 1. It's more boring than it is, like, wrong.
I'm gonna go with a 2, just because how much of nothing happens in this movie. It's such a waste of time. You could cut so much bullshit out and it wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, speaking of that waste of time, this is the second time you've seen it in like a week.
2 weeks.
Studied the lore.
2 weeks, huh? Wow.
2 weeks you ran away.
I understood that. Hell yeah.
All right, say something nice about it.
Again, Oingo Boingo.
Say something else nice about it.
There
come
were
on, dude. You
can't
there
just
were
rely on
legit.
Oingo
I think
Boingo.
there were 1 or 2 scenery shots that were legitimately cool. It was like where there were different branches silhouetted against the setting sun or against the moon, and those looked nice. And that's all I got.
The original dead body looked cool. They Ryan Johnstoned us and subverted our expectations.
Yeah.
A lot.
Well, you know, that's the thing, man. Is when I saw the first dream sequence when the body gets zombified and gets up, I was like, whoa, is this movie taking a weird turn that I didn't expect? And then it's a dream, and I was like, oh. I would have liked this movie a lot more if it was just straight up a zombie flick, but then it turns into like a Goosebumps ghost story for some reason.
Pretty sure the first thing I said after the zombie got up was like, "This is a dream, right?"
You did.
And you were like, I hope you like multiple dream sequences.
But I didn't know it was a dream within a dream,
Yeah.
or a weird dehydrated fever dream after being in the woods for 6 hours.
Yeah, and having not had water for 30 minutes.
So Wes, what are we watching next week?
Well, just
Whoa,
I'm
whoa,
glad.
hold up. I didn't say my good thing.
I thought you did.
Talk about trivia.
We were trying to give you an out. What's your good thing, Harlan?
I don't know. Give me an out.
What's your good
All
thing,
right,
Harlan?
fine. I think that the actress who played Wendy, I'm sorry, I don't know her name. I think that she was trying to do really well with what she was given, and it could have been worse.
A, that's a backhanded compliment. B, that's just wrong. She was terrible.
Actually, yeah, that's true. You can't be like, oh, well, she was trying her best. No.
She's like not completely dog shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
Try again, Chief.
Okay.
This ain't it.
I think in some shots the bear looked actually pretty good.
I thought in certain shots that was a real bear.
Yeah, they had a real bear.
That's cool. I respect that.
Yeah, they had a real bear.
I think that's
think
why
in
they
some
had to intercut it with the fake bear that's scratching her, and why it was so incomprehensible is because they didn't want her in the same like actual space as a real bear.
Well,
That's my guess.
to
But
fix that, they should have just had the bear attack at night, so you wouldn't tell it's a shitty, and then that would have had more urgency because she'd be bleeding out in the middle of the night.
You know, horror movies work really well when they're in the middle of the fucking day.
The least scary shit happened to her at night.
Yeah. So I'm saying you capitalize on that night.
Yeah.
I don't think we're saying different things. We're saying congruent statements.
Yeah.
Yes, hug it out.
Come here, King.
Yeah, I think the bear looked good. If it was a real bear, then good for them for getting a real bear. But yeah.
I mean, it didn't look like a CGI bear. I could be wrong.
No, it was a real bear.
Yeah.
That's for a lot of it.
Then good for them.
Yeah, they got a bear. They got a bear out there.
They shot on location out in the woods.
You
Oh,
tried.
yeah.
That's cool.
What kind of trivia we got?
None.
I've noticed the past like month worth of episodes,
Yeah,
there's been like
a
no
drought.
trivia.
There's been a drought.
There's been a trivia drought.
Well, I mean, this movie, nobody should have expected trivia on it because nobody's heard of this movie, and this was like a very small release. It like played at South by Southwest, and then it released in like 2 theaters across the country.
I guess
and
for
then
an hour of
also
the
went,
movie, there's
yeah,
only
it
one
went
person
straight to VOD. So yeah, like nobody saw this movie. So
Except
yeah,
for
no
you.
trivia on it.
who's seen it twice.
You contributed like half the box office return.
All right. Anything else?
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
Okay.
Just like the movie had nothing.
Wes, what's next week?
Well, Harlan, I'm glad you asked.
I'm not.
Fitting with our holiday themed episodes here, I think it's only fitting that we watch an art house film titled Thankskilling.
Oh, it's been so long.
I know. I haven't watched this in a while.
I haven't seen this since I was probably like 18.
I watched this religiously when it came
I
out.
don't remember if I saw this one or not.
I backed
You'd
the
remember.
sequel on Kickstarter and it was horrible. That's how much I was
I've never seen
invested
it.
in the Thankskilling.
Thankskilling 3, the search for the sequel.
Yeah, they because they did the big brained move of skipping the sequel. and making a
Wow.
a sequel about where did the sequel go.
That's really
That's
quirky.
so quirky.
It's quirky and funny and so lol random XD rar.
So stick around for Thankskilling.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited for this. I haven't seen this in a long time.
We will all give thanks.
Okay. Well, thanks for joining us here at Camp B, and we'll see you next summer.
Can't buy roll, boys.
Peace.
You're trash, bro.
I need a second, okay? Why can't anybody give me a goddamn second?
Eat my ass.
Hold on. You dig on multiverses?
Eat my ass.
Oh, no, not the beast! Not the beast!
Eat my ass. Eat my ass. Eat my ass.
That's it. What, we some kind of
B-roll boys.
Eat my ass. 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 Eat my ass.